So this is an important note for anybody going to the Ukraine to fight a war. Okay, so there's some more details about the Ukraine war now. Okay, this is okay, so now Zelensky has been given a lot of money, literally millions of pounds, to do what he's doing and say and act the prat in front of everyone. And he's been given millions of pounds to do that. And actually, this millions of pounds is coming from somewhere. And then also, they're funding the Ukraine and Zelensky with billions of pounds, right? This secretly done. Actually, this is British money. Billions of pounds given to Ukraine and Zelensky, given to him by Britain a long time ago. Actually, at the beginning of the Ukraine-Russian war, was quite a while ago now. Now, the money is coming from actually the ketones diet, right? The ketones diet made 9 billion. Okay, so 9 billion is a lot of money, all right? And the ketones diet was actually authored by me, and I've done a presentation on how the ketones diet came about and how it was me that actually invented and created the ketones diet. I'm a trained psychologist and a dietitian and a medic, a biologist for minimum 15 to 20 years. And I love biology, and I set out to create something to help women's depression who are overweight. And I created a diet for them. And I used all my knowledge in herbology and my knowledge in the internal body biology, and I've explained all the details in my ketones diet article, and I hope you can look at that. It's on the same site as this one. So the ketones diet then went on to make £9 billion, right? And then the people that stole this are actually those dark Indians and psychiatry again. They've stolen the ketones diet. They're the 550 Club, and they called it the raspberry ketones diet. The 550 Club are a homosexual group, 50-year-olds with 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, no girls allowed. And then they used the money of the ketones diet to pay Zelensky. All right, and he's been given millions of pounds of actually my money. And then they're using my money to buy bombs to kill Russians with, who are allies of England and America. Our allies are being attacked using British money. That's what Zelensky is. He's a huge con artist. He's worse than the mafia could ever be. All right. So the ketones diet, as explained in the other article, is actually authored by myself. Now, after the ketones diet was invented in about 2012, it was then stolen off my computer, to cut a long story short, by hackers. And then about a month later, they created the ketones diet, named after musicians, Key. And I'm a musician. And I also tried this diet myself, and it's exactly the same ingredient as mine. They took it off my computer, even named it after me. I'm a musician. And then they killed an American woman called Tones. She was a piano player. I knew her. Now, ketones is us, you see. Ketones, tone is, she was called Tones, right? Now, ketones is our diet, and now they made 9 billion. Would it name 9 billion from the ketones diet? The 9 billion is 500 million times 2, and then that's 1 billion. 500 million times 2 is 1 billion. And they made 9 billion and stole it all off me. Okay, the dark Indians and the gay community stole it all off me, and then gave it to Zelensky to then attack British allies like France, America, Russia, Spain, Italy, Sweden, all going to get attacked by Zelensky and my 9 billion pounds, and they can use that money to blow the whole of Europe up. Okay, so psychopaths have stolen my diet, and now psychopaths are in Zelensky. Okay, so that money, 9 billion, is actually owned by King John, who is the head of the St. John's Ambulance Services. King John's son is actually called Max, and he's a dietitian and a medic. And he created the ketones diet, but stolen off the ambulance services by psychiatry. Psychiatry then paid Zelensky to now kill British allies like Russia. And this is the crux actually of the war. So the Zelensky is a liar, and he keeps telling people in the media that the war against Russia is because of the Crimea War. Well, the Crimea War is a war that's been going on for ages, if not a century. So it has nothing to do with the Russian-Ukraine war right now, which has everything to do with the ketones diet. Now been spending that money to then invade Russia. And then kill British allies, because Zelensky is essentially attacking England the most. He's stolen 9 billion off the British King, King John, who's also a saint, St. John's Ambulance Services. So Ukraine owes 9 billion to the British people. 9 billion is owed by Zelensky to the British people. Let's get out there now. The British Army need to go to Ukraine and stop the Ukraine taking our allies, Russia, America, France, Sweden, Italy. They will not be attacked because the Ukraine has stolen this money, and now they've got money to buy weapons to destroy the whole of Europe and Russia. So now we need a peacemaking service right there in Zelensky land. And that money is actually British money. So we now need British allies to get in there and stop him spending that money on ludicrous ideas. That are not ludicrous is not the right word. I don't have the right word. Hammer House of Horrors every single day for the Russians is what's going on right now. It's disgusting. They are allies. So to the British Army, you need to know that not only did King John's son authored and created the ketones diet that then was stolen off his computer, and then 2 months later they produced the ketone diet that then went on to make 9 billion in 10 years, actually became the #1 selling diet around the world. For at least 10 years. It stayed at #1. Right now, soon after I created the ketones diet, I was then grievously attacked. So not only have they stolen this diet, but they then now trying to kill me. I joke you not. They've stolen this diet, made 9 billion. Now they're trying to kill me, and they're sending Category A prisoners to jump me and threaten to put me in a derelict house and torture me. Okay, so the Dark Indians have also threatened to do this. They've threatened to put me in a warehouse and lock me up because I've invented the ketones diet. They've run away with 9 billion of my money. All right, so for the British Army, when you go out there, Zelensky owes you 9 billion. And it's not to use that money to attack British allies or American allies. Now, after I created the ketones diet in 2012, okay, I was immediately attacked. The Dark Indian Bangladeshis who stole my diet, they then tried to fight. They then threatened to bomb my flat with a crystal bomb. They showed me the crystal bomb, shoved it in my face, and then said, "We're going to kill you," because they've stolen my diet and made 9 billion, and they won't want to give me anything. I didn't even ask for it, money, and they're threatening to kill me. This is all they do now. They're threatening to kill me wherever I go. I'm in Blackpool now, and I'm getting accosted all over the place by Dr. Desai, sending in Category A prisoners to kill me because we invented the ketones diet. He's stolen the whole lot. Okay, they're the 550 Club. Right, that's homosexual pedophilia with lots of homosexual child porn being made and homosexual pictures all being stored in a house at 18 Southcote Road. That Zelensky is being employed by these people that have stolen the ketones diet. Mika Nava and the Navas at 18 Southcote Road in London. They've stolen my diet and then given it to Zelensky, who then killed our British allies. Because Zelensky is also a sordid, disgusting prison community, serial killers and child killers fueled group. They have no morals. They're raping young girls. Even Ukrainian girls are delineated and treated as the Russians are by the Ukrainian men. And that's a fact. Because the Zelensky is also from Britain. Let's not forget who put Zelensky in. Some gays that stole my ketones diet, and the dark Indians in those chicken shops have stolen my ketones diet off King John, who is my dad. He was murdered recently because we've invented the ketones diet. And now they're running off to fucking Russia, and they're going to threaten America using our money to bomb them with. Now we need peacekeepers immediately to go to the area and prevent all of that and cease all of those plans, and then recoup that money back. So after the 2012, I invented the ketones diet, all stolen off my computer by computer hackers in the hospitals. The doctors, the psychiatrists rather, and the Dark Indians, they stole my diet. And then they sent Category A prisoners telling me I have to leave the UK and they're going to kill me and burn me. They threatened to burn me on a bonfire, repeatedly telling me they're going to violently kill me very, very soon. I've just invented the ketones diet. They've stolen it off me, 9 billion. Like, isn't that enough, guys? Why are you doing that? What have I done to deserve that? Okay, so now they're chasing me out of Leeds. I can't live in Leeds anymore. They threatened to fire a crystal bomb my flat. So I had to evacuate very quickly. And then now I'm on the run, actually. I had to go to a number of towns and sleep rough because I'm not allowed to stay anywhere. And wherever I go, the Category A prisoners and the Dr. Zelensky and his group are sending in Category A prison to chase me out of England. So now I'm being chased out of England. I had to go to France. So I went to France, and now Zelensky's sending in Africans to 50 sometimes of Africans surrounding me, telling me they're going to kill me soon. I can't get any sleep for 3 months while I'm in Europe. I'm on a laptop reporting crimes, not specifically the ketones, but other stuff. Okay, and I'm reporting as I go, and I'm in France now, homeless. They won't let me stay in hotels or hostels either. Right, so I'm homeless. I get kicked out of France now after a month, and then I moved into Germany. And I don't want to go to Germany, but I don't mind because I love the Bauhaus and I love the art world. Expressionism is my scene. Right, so I don't mind going to Germany, but then when I get there, it's not a good scene. It's not good for me there. Right, I had to leave there too, and I ended up going north and into Latvia now. And then it's now November, and all I've got is a jacket. And one night in that weather, and you can die from hypothermia. I mean, I was shaking like a madman because of the cold weather. At 1 a.m, I was stuck outside looking for a derelict house to sleep in. Zelensky was sending his people chasing me out of Latvia too. Now I've been forced to go into Russia. Right, so now I have to cross the border, and I have to because I know I will get asleep there. I can't get asleep in Europe. They're chasing me around everywhere. They've stolen my ketones diet and they're trying to kill me. So I tried to get into Russia, and I ended up crossing the border, and then I got caught. I don't have a visa. So I got caught and put in prison. But before I got put in prison in Russia, I was beaten up several times by the European border control people that stole my diet. Zelensky has stolen 9 billion off me and repeatedly beating me up by a guy twice the size of Mike Tyson, interrogating me and then dragging me into another interrogation room where he had me on the floor, beating me up, trying to break my ribs. And then he drags me out into the forest at gunpoint, telling me he's going to shoot me. I thought I'm going to die. He makes me stand out there in the forest for about 4 hours in the freezing cold without my jacket, and then he starts beating me with a stick on my broken foot. Over and out. Dr. Desai at the hospital in Blackpool is a psychiatrist. That's the group that also stole my ketones diet. And actually, they sectioned me because they're attacking me. And then they actually gave me medication that tried to kill me. and that guy's wanted on a murder charge. He tried to murder me. And we've got agencies that are aware of this, and we're ready to put him in Broadmoor very soon, Dr. Desire and anybody working with him. They've also stolen this 9 billion diet off me, and when I was sectioned in the hospitals, oddly, they had a garden, and in that garden there was a huge flower box full of mints. Mints. It was packed full of mints. The hospitals are saying that they're minted now. My money, the ketones diet, psychiatry in Blackpool. This Dr. Desire Psychiatry and their mint that they've been growing in the big flower box, absolutely loads of mint because they're minted now with my money. Well, that group that stole my money are the 550 Club. 50-year-old homosexuals anally buggering 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9-year-olds, and they're making homosexual videos of this and pictures and distributing this amongst their friends. Okay, so Zelensky and Dr. Desire in the psychiatry department are the 550 group. 50-year-olds with 5-year-old boys, no girls allowed. And then they've stolen my diet, and they called my diet the raspberry diet. They seem to be insinuating something, don't you think? Over and out.